One just said this strategy is mathematically impossible. Another one said there's no way $10,000 can legally make $5,000 a month. Here's the truth. They're not wrong if you think like a consumer. But what if you thought like a bank? Folks, this isn't fantasy. It's finance, and I'll prove it with real numbers, real tools, and no fluff. Let's dive in. So let's take $10,000 from a line of credit, doesn't matter what line of credit that is, and deploy it into what is called short-term amortization investment vehicles, high-yield dividend ETFs, peer-to-peer backed lending platforms, income-generating real estate contracts, or tax lien certificates. Do you see? The key, these aren't just investments. They're cash flow instruments. Okay, so before you get introduced to a whole new way of banking, I want you to know that you can actually start out with negative cash flow and still do this method. Listen, this person has $5,000, not $5,000. Now, just to show you who this method is actually for, okay, it's not going to be for those who only have millions of dollars. We want to share with you a person's real numbers. They have negative cash flow each and every month. So negative $185 cash flow. They have $5,300 in income, $5,485 in expensive. That's going to equal negative $185 each and every month. Oh, by the way, they do have a credit card payment. $8,900 is the balance at 22.74%, $264 each and every month. Now, you can go ahead and share, right, if that's you or not. Are you in a similar circumstance? Do you have negative cash flow? We definitely want to help you out, and this is how we're going to do it. Okay, this is just one of many strategies. This person is in negative cash flow territory. But we want to share with you 4 pillars that you need to understand before we go forward. The first pillar is going to be diagnose the drain. If you have more debts than these, what you're going to do is you're going to put them through a cash flow indicator. You're going to divide the balance by the minimum monthly payment that's going to give you a number, okay? 0 all the way to 100. Let's go ahead and just draw this all the way to 100, okay? One thing's for certain, your number is going to fall between 0 and 100, and sometimes even more than, all right? If it's between 0 and 50, that's the danger zone, okay? Like this one is. This is from 0 to 50. Danger zone, we need to get rid of that cash flow sucking loan, cash flow sucking line of credit as soon as possible, okay? If it's from 51 all the way to 99, then you are actually in the caution zone. You don't have to get rid of it as much as you do those loans that are in the danger zone, but you can change the interest rate. You can have a talk with the bank. Sometimes they are reasonable, okay? They can help you restructure your loan and everything so you can free up that cash flow. If it's from 100 all the way above, then that's when, like mortgages and other loans, that's an effective loan, and you don't have to get rid of that one as you do the ones in the danger zone, okay? Let's go ahead and make sure that we are utilizing all of the banking tools that are available to us. If you have a line of credit that's not doing anything, and this is the sad part, a lot of people have lines of credit that aren't doing anything, but they have a negative $185 in cash flow. They can't even afford to go out to eat, at least that's what they think. But let's do one simple move to rearrange and renew the thinking of everyone that thinks they need to be in traditional banking. Let's do this. Let's put this $10,000 to work for you, okay? It's at 10%, which is less than 22.74%, at least that's what they taught me in school, all right? Now, when we deploy $8,900 from our line of credit to this $8,900 on the credit card, guess what happens? We now are in control of the $264 each and every month. Now, CJ, why don't you mention all the fees are involved and everything like that? Because the fees are nothing compared to the cash flow that you are now receiving, which is $264 each and every month. Sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees. Sometimes we can't see the cash flow for the fees. Okay, now let's go ahead and add that to negative $185, right? 264, what is that? 79? $79 in cash flow. Now, that was with one move, and you had it the whole time. And it doesn't matter if you have a loan that's bigger than this, $8,900, $4,900, $5,900, $200, and $3,900. You're going to make sure you implement the framework of diagnose the drain first, redirect the cash flow second. That's actually what we did with the line of credit. And then you're going to optimize, this is the third step, optimize the system. You see this right here, in order to do this correctly, we have to make sure that we're utilizing our checking accounts and our lines of credit in the wisest fashion. And the wisest fashion for this particular person would be to rethink where they're placing their income. When you place your income inside of a line of credit and allow the cash flow to pay down the line of credit, the more you pay off, right? Let's say this person had more debts. The more that cash flow that's being obtained from that payoff is going towards paying this down. All right? Perfect. So now let's get into it. And just to let you know, those who have actually scheduled a call, they find out that, oh my goodness, this is actually not only real numbers, but this is a real plan. And I actually am able to do this. You got to schedule a call. It's right down there in the description link. If you need the passive income, you're looking at passive income, you want to go ahead and schedule that call. Now, we're talking about $10,000 at 12%. Okay, let's go ahead and just call it out for what it is. Yes, there's going to be a cost for borrowing money. What is that called? Interest, right? The interest rate. Okay, so we do have that cost for borrowing money. It's going to cost you about $100 a month. Are you going to let that stop you from gaining in passive income? Let's give you the choices, all right? Remember, we went over 4. However, let's go ahead and do the 3. Short-term amortization interest. Do you remember that word amortization? Okay, that's the money that you're used to spending, okay? In this scenario, we're talking about the amortization coming to you, both the principal and interest payments coming to you. Okay, so whatever that is for you, $10,000, remember the description link below, we go further into what that looks like, all right? $10,000 at 2.5% per month equals $250 a month. Do you see how timing is of the essence? Okay, that's what they mean by it. High yield ETF. So we have 10K at 10%, and that's going to equal $83 a month. All right. And then we have the lease option down payment, $10,000 in. For those of you who are flippers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. 3K return in about 60 days. Okay. So we can do a lot with $10,000 besides buy new shoes, buy maybe a remodel, right? Buy furniture, buy this, that, and the other. Folks, we've got to get out of the consumer mindset, because that is what's consuming us. Let me say that one more time. We must get out of the consumer mindset, because that is what is consuming us, all right? There are 3 types of people in the entire world: consumers, producers, and lenders. There are ancient writings that say, hey, my people should be lenders. There's a reason for that, okay? Thousands of years ago, it was told that you should be a lender. And I think you can be a lender, all right? Now, folks, you don't have to do it with your own money, because we are in, for now, a debt-based system, okay? A debt-based system. No one told you how to operate in this debt-based system, but that's okay, because you just found out not only how to pay off debts with debt, but how to create passive income with debt. Now, I know you may not have the $10,000, or you may be connected, or your teammate says, no, don't spend the $10,000 in lines of credit. Are you silly? Have them book a call. I'm telling you, right? With someone that we vetted and that has years of experience in making sure that this $10,000 doesn't go in vain. They want to start replacing your earned income with passive income. We know how to do it. God bless you. Now, if you have any questions on how velocity banking works, you should actually see this video right here. And please comment below. We appreciate them and we will answer them. God bless you. You take care.